Chris Rock may have been slapped on live television, but that doesn't matter. He seems to have liked live shows and will headline another live stream performance you'll see on a surprising platform. Rock is well on making history, and as one of the most influential comedians in the industry, why wouldn't he be the first pick? So let's find out more about this announcement. First up, Netflix's first live performance ever. Chris Rock has been chosen as the first comedian to perform at Netflix's first live stream. The streaming platform has decided to test out its newest idea with one of the biggest stars in the world, and honestly, that's not a bad way to start. All in all, Rock has been a major name in Hollywood since he arrived, so for Netflix to host the comedy event with him almost guarantees that it's bound to be a success. And Netflix's vice president, Robbie Pra, knows that too, and we're sure the event will be unforgettable with the hopes that Rock will attract viewers from all corners of the world. The comic has been busy for the past couple of years and has released various award-winning and critically acclaimed specials. Currently, he's busy with his most recent one, the Ego Death World Tour, and when he's done with it, he'll probably begin preparing for his live performance. And after multiple suggestions for Netflix to include live streaming, it looks like they've finally taken some action. Let's see if they combine their newest feature into other projects over time. Moving on, will Rock refer to that incident? Do you remember when everyone was talking about the slap that shook the world? Of course you do. It's all anyone could talk about back then. So fans thought he'd have to bring up Will Smith when Rock went on his Ego Death World Tour immediately after the harrowing incident at the Oscars. But then that didn't happen, and fans were sort of disappointed. Let's just say they had their hopes tied on him cracking a joke about his Oscars slap. At the very least, he'd take a dig at the actor who smacked him on stage. And while Rock has spoken about the slap and how it was the nicest joke I ever told, he never talked about it in detail. Could this live event be the day he brings up the slap? He's bound to bring his A-game to what is meant to be a historic event for Netflix, and the 2022 Oscars will undoubtedly pull in more and more followers. What better way to guarantee success than talking about the most shocking moment this year? If Rock does decide to bring it up, we'll be tuning in. Coming up, Rock's already worked with Netflix before. In 2016, Netflix confirmed that Chris Rock would be teaming up with the streaming platform to release 2 stand-up specials, and wait for it, they'd be paying him a whopping $40 million for the deal. Netflix had to pull out the big bucks to capture the comedian because they weren't the only ones vying to stream the specials. Plus, they had to work hard to pull Rock away from HBO, who had a relationship with him that began in 1994. Rock was so in demand that it's believed his pay for these specials is much more than that given to Jerry Seinfeld, Louis C.K., or Amy Schumer. In 2018, he finally returned to stand-up comedy 10 years since his last routine with HBO, and Chris Rock, Tambourine, directed by Burnham, received overwhelmingly positive reviews and boasted a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It seemed like Netflix's deal had worked out for everyone. The platform's chief content officer, Ted Sarandos, referred to Rock as comic royalty because of his remarkable talents. He gushed about the actor and director's unique and genius creative abilities that have brought about the success. And let's just say that Rock isn't the only one who made deals with Netflix, though. Over the past few years, the streaming app has become home to many comedians, like Aziz Ansari, Bo Burnham, Chelsea Handler, Chris Tucker, Eliza Schlesinger, and David Cross, to name a few. Once Rock's done with his live event, the others may follow him in his steps. Moving on to Rock's best work. It's been a while since we've seen Rock on any platform. Only those fans who bought tickets to his tour have had the luck of watching him in action, but that's about to change. We don't know much about the live event except that it will happen, but fingers crossed that we won't have to wait too long for that day to arrive. While Chris Rock's proved that his comedy isn't for everyone and is bound to stir up some kind of controversy, it's also true that the experience of seeing him is unbeatable. If we can't afford to make it to one of his performances on tour, seeing him on Netflix Live is the next best thing. But until then, we have a lot of specials of his to choose from, and we've listed some of our favorites that you simply have to watch if you haven't yet. First up, in 6th place, Everybody Hates Chris. Chris Rock began his comedic venture by taking inspiration from his teenage days. So in 2005, Tyler James Williams took on the task of playing Chris and brought his teen memories to the sitcom. The show came to an end when the finale matched up with Rock's past. Fans were sad to see the last of it, which was also a huge success with critics and earned it a Golden Globe and Emmy nomination. While it's a long shot, the show may return if Chris wants to continue showing what he's been up to since his teenage years. Coming up in 5th place, The Chris Rock Show. Chris decided to make himself known when he came to host The Chris Rock Show on HBO. The show proved to be a big break for the comedian, with fans enjoying the hilarious and thoughtful views that would earn him an Emmy nomination. Like most comics, the show had a few sexual, racial, crude, and crass themes, but that's what you get with any comic. Rock was in great form during the 3 years of 5 seasons, so when Everybody Hates Chris came to the screen, everybody instantly knew they were in for a good time. Up next at number 4, Chris Rock, Kill the Messenger. Messenger. One of Chris Rock's best comedy specials, Kill the Messenger, was a remarkable demonstration of a stand-up prodigy who may be superior to everyone else in his field. In this comedy special, he discussed several subjects and recalled some classic sketches while giving up something new and refreshing. The show has a few edgier moments that confirm just how sophisticated Rock's stage presence is as well. If you watch this special, you realize why he's such a beloved comedian in the super competitive industry. Moving on, in third place, Chris Rock, Bigger and Black. This Chris Rock comedy special is a wonderful diversion from today's silliness because it has something for everyone. Plus, as a bonus, it's also super funny. Because this special was entirely written by a brilliant comic, we're confident that you're bound to love it. Rock covered many topics such as faithfulness and gender as he entered the stage more forcefully than ever. As expected, he brought us something new and exciting, which is why it won the Grammy Award for Best Spoken Comedy Album in 2000. Following up in second place, Chris Rock, Tambourine. The Chris Rock comedy special Tambourine stands out from the others because he attempted to view his comical abilities from a different perspective. The stand-up comedian is known for his devotion to hard facts and the disenchantments of real experience, and his delivery was a success because he bared his soul to the fans. Sure, some of what he revealed about his life was sad and a little too relatable, but the comic knew just how to handle the deeper material. He manages never to lose sight of the comedy, which can be very hard when delving deep into your own life. Last but not least, number 1, Chris Rock, Never Scared. Although Chris Rock is a well-known actor, most people know him as a stand-up comedian who makes jokes while pacing back and forth across stages. And even though people often judge stand-up performances by how well their jokes hold up over time, Never Scared has stood the test of time. It's still incredibly powerful. In this comedy special, Chris Rock discusses topics like marriage, drugs, and the differences between being wealthy and affluent. He will always be regarded as a cultural icon because even when he is not being humorous, he is still stating the facts. Period. Yes, the special was released almost 2 decades ago, but we will stand by our pick for the top of our list. Time listed him as the funniest man in America when referring to the special, so if you haven't seen the special yet, then it's time you get to it. That's a wrap for this video. Are you excited about Netflix's first ever live event that will also feature Chris Rock? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.